Welcome to Come On Ye Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Today we are looking at Son 13 on Tottenham, the exit of a legend. What a story. Chuma, how are you?
I'm super good, super gutted. I'll say this the same way I said it before. Heung-min Son, the king of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, is gone. Long live the king. Long live the king.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, like I said, it's, a legend is an understatement for many reasons. I think Son personifies goodness in many respects. I mean, what he came to Tottenham as a young lad, spent 10 years there, and in that time became, almost unstoppable. Um, as with every great story, it's got to come. There's an end. It comes to an end, right? And I would say that if I want to talk about any negative at all, probably happened maybe in the last couple of seasons where you had plenty of fans coming up and saying it's gone, it's done, it's finished, and it's not up to same sort of level he was the early days. But I didn't agree with that, of course. I mean, but of course, I mean that's another matter entirely. But let's look back at Son represented as a player for Tottenham. I mean, a lot of people talk about his loyalty, talk about his qualities as finisher, and left foot, right foot. He's immense. He could, I know when we're talking about him, at the offline before we came on, we sort of looked at, his exceptional goal scoring ability. And I remember what you said. What did you say? Remind us. Or let our viewers know. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
He wasn't just a great goal scorer, he was a scorer of great goals.
Good. This is the point where we do the housekeeping bit, isn't it? Maybe.
What a time to end. Welcome to Come On Ye Spurs TV. We call ourselves the Afrobeat section of the Tottenham family. If this is your first time viewing this channel or interacting with our content, welcome. Um, would love for you to subscribe. Would love for you to hit the notification bell to be notified every time we put out new content. If you could like the video for the algorithm after listening to what we have to say and present to you. And also, we'd love it if you would comment. Tell us how you see Spurs this season. Are we going to do any better? Are we going to do any worse? How have you reacted to Thomas Frank? Um, how his tactics hit you? Do we need to buy more players? Do we need to increase squad depth, or do we need to move certain players along? All your comments are very, 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 very welcome. We want you to be interactive. This is an interactive community we built here, Common Ye Spurs Nation. And as always, is Common Ye Spurs.
Come on, ye Spurs, indeed. Now, Son, tell me, what are your most abiding memories of Heung-min Son?
I remember when he first came. He came from Bayer Leverkusen, and I'd seen him online. I'd seen the usual thing, like you'd watch YouTube, you'd see goals, players. And I was like, this guy is good, and let's just see how quickly he adapts. But he joined us in the 15-16 season, and if many people remember, that was the season after that's Pochettino's second season, if I'm to be correct. And we already had Dele Ali had emerged. So Dele Ali was bought first as a central midfield player in that same season, and then he got moved forward. So you had Lamela, Dele Ali, Christian Eriksen, and Chadley. Nasser Chadley, people forget him. We had those guys as options, as sort of be all playing behind Harry Kane. Harry Kane was that first name on the sheet, and then you had this guy, this South Korean player, Heung-min Son. He arrived, not too much fanfare because if you remember, and this has been put out a lot since news of his departure emerged. We were really trying to buy Sadio Berahino. So many people can't remember who Sadio Berahino was, or is or was as a player. He was a very, 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 very good young player, and we were really chasing him, and the club was making it difficult for him. We did the thing all clubs do. We had agreed personal terms, I think, with Sadio Berahino's people. He made moves about wanting to leave, and it just became very difficult and protracted. You know, hint, hint, similar to Morgan Gibbs White. But in a similar result to Morgan Gibbs White, Sadio Berahino was not allowed to leave. I think it was Stoke at the time, and yeah, he wasn't allowed to leave his club. And then we now looked for an alternative, and the alternative was this young South Korean player that played for Bayer Leverkusen that arrived in Germany as a teenager playing for Hamburg, got transferred to Bayer Leverkusen, done very well at Bayer Leverkusen as well, and then we bought him for about 22 million pounds, I think it was at the time, and he came in same Sonny as he was then, the same Sonny now. Great smile. Just looked like a nice young guy. He was a nice guy. And then he started playing. I think he scored his first goal against Crystal Palace. Um, how many games into his thing? But he struggled. I think he really struggled to settle in. At that time, he didn't speak much English, even though he spoke German. He became very, very good friends with defender we bought at the time, Wimmer. I don't know if you remember Wimmer.
That's right, Vima,
So
right?
Wimmer, yeah, Wimmer was Austrian, spoke German, so it was natural that two of them would become best buddies because he spoke German fluently, and so they became best mates. And then he slowly started adapting. That first season, he scored some good goals here and there, but he didn't score a lot of goals. But by the second season, when he'd done his like real main preseason with Pochettino, he now became an integral part of the three. Nasser Chadley had moved on. Lamella was still there, but Lamella was not seen as a very dependable player. So it now became Christian Eriksen, Dele Ali, and then Lamella or Heung-min Son. And so Son was more a substitute for or rotation with Lamella or Dele. And he just started scoring goals. We saw it then in that second season of his 16-17, where we challenged Chelsea. You just started seeing this guy scoring. You just started seeing this guy unleashing shots. He now started that whole telepathic relationship with Harry Kane, knowing when to run in behind, knowing when to feed the pass. It was just he just became excellent. He just with every season, this guy was improving. His confidence was improving, and he just became this guy that scorer of, like I said, scorer of very great goals. You just be in a game, bang, someone just hits it from outside the box, left foot, right foot. He scored the goal with the same way with both feet. It was just he was a rare player, and then his fame and popularity in the Asian market was so huge. He just became the best player from Asia in Europe, and he just grew our fan base there. There's so many Korean and Asian fans of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that are really here because Son became a Spurs player, and they fell in love with Spurs because of Son. And Sonny, I just, I can't praise him enough. As much praise as I'd love to give to Harry Kane, I have to give Heung-min Son the equivalent praise because I think like Son had opportunities to leave us. Bayern Munich wanted him. Barcelona wanted him. Liverpool wanted him at one stage. He's the kind of guy that I can't remember who said it. I think it was Roy Keane that said it. That back in the day, Alex Ferguson would have just come to do a 2-for-1 sale. He would have just come to collect Harry Kane and this guy, and that would have been Spurs. Literally, Alex Ferguson doesn't waste time. He just looks at it. Oh, this one is, yeah, I can tell. All right, let's take him. His maturity, his mentality, his tenacity, he never lost that. I think towards the end of his Spurs tenure, his body started giving way. A lot of the things that he was really famous for in terms of running with the ball, running at players, you could see it slowly ebbing. But that didn't mean it had died off. It doesn't mean that he wasn't good enough. It just kind of like what he wanted to do in his head, his feet couldn't really do as well as it used to. But he was still probably there. I just think he's an assassin. He's the ultimate assassin because you come and see him. He doesn't look that physically imposing. He doesn't look like he could. but you give that guy a sniff anywhere in and around your box, and he will kill you. So it's a testament to him. He has a Puskas Award for the best goal of the season. He has a Premier League top goal scorer Golden Boot, all deserved. He's been in several Premier League teams of the year. He's done it all, and then to cap it all, lifting that Europa League title. The one thing he was only going to stay at Spurs for was to win a trophy, was to take us into that winner's circle. And by God, the same way Ange Postecoglou declared it, Son always declared it in his heart that he was always going to do that for Spurs, and he did it. And as he rides off into the sunset,
Kudos to him, and
oh,
yeah,
amazing!
we couldn't extol him enough, for all the things he's done for. And let's just have a quick look at him as an individual. I mean, everybody who's been in touch with him always came away with the fact that he's such a pleasant chap. The stories about how when Spurs arrived in Korea, he had gone ahead of them and he gave them an amazing welcome. Giving every single player a gift to keepsake to take away with. To welcome them to to South Korea time. And I mean that's was that. It's really, really, the hallmark of him as a human, and you can't take anything away from him at that level. Like I said to you, I mean, I said at the beginning when a few people were throwing him towards the end of the last season and all his next. So don't disrespect a legend like like Son. It's just too valuable and has nothing but our respect. And we wish him all the best. And we don't quite know where he's going just yet. Rumors that he's going to go to MLS, and that LA have sort of put in a bid for him. Quite not difficult yet, but whatever happens, we do wish Sonny all the best, especially from us here at Come On Ye Spurs TV, and of course, fans but also wish him all the best. Anything more to add, Mr. Chuma?
I think it's a measure of the man that, from what I gather, he wanted Spurs to get a transfer fee for him. He could have literally taken the option of the extended year and left on a free, in which case teams like Barcelona and the rest of them were going to sign him on a free. And that would have meant more money for him, um, signing bonuses and everything else. But he said, no, I want Tottenham to get money for me. And that, like I said, there is a there are good players and there are good men. It is wonderful when the two things intersect and you find a good man that's a good player. And we had that in Heung-min Son, and he's always welcome back at Spurs. He's the ultimate Spurs ambassador, in my opinion. And yeah, I wish him all the best with his career. I wish him all the best with his family as well. And, starting a new life in a new team, we'll always root for Sonny the same way we know he's rooting for our team as well. So, Sonny, salute you.
Yes, big salute. On a final note, I would love to hear from you guys, especially guys who are watching us from home. Do we need first to give Min Son a statue as a legend at the club? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I'd love to hear from
that's a
you.
good one. That's actually a good one. Yes.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.